Messenger 8-bit No OOB Tournament. This is a race between Maurizio and Tairr, Army Horse Count Creep. And this is the Group C playing the match today. So at the start of this this race, I'll explain similar things as last race, just for people who have just joined. So for the start of this area, mostly be mashing, trying to get through this the opening cutscenes as quickly as possible. You'll notice on the top right of each of the players' screens they'll have a gem count. These time shards are needed for upgrades later on in the game. They'll be needing 130 by the end of Autumn Hills, the first large area of the game, and then they'll need 275 when they enter the start of Howling Grotto by both upgrades there. From there on, they can decide to purchase a health upgrade. However, that's completely optional, whether they want to do that or not. So again, for the starting area, just mashing as fast as possible, just get to the text as soon as. The time that they want to be entering Autumn Hills is around about 1:48, and that's kind of the goal time they wanted to go for, just mashing it through all these text boxes. I should mention as well, the reason that we're playing in Japanese is it is slightly faster for the shop cutscenes, and some text boxes don't exist in Japanese just because it's condensed into one text box rather than going over into two. So it is slightly faster running in Japanese over English. So both Maurizio and Tairr getting through New Zealand without a problem at all. Tairr getting a 152 and Maurizio getting a 153. So Tairr's just slightly ahead there, leaving Ninja Village. So for this first section here, they've both got the same RNG from the enemies. The enemy drop rate is 40% to get a time shard from them. Lanterns will give you 3 unless they have something else inside of them, like health upgrade or a shuriken refill. Sorry, health refill or shuriken refill. So for this, the starting section, you want to have 34 before entering the shop room, and you can grab the 6 above and not have to go to the right and collect extra. And this is all based on whether you get the right drops from these enemies. And if they're nice and you get 34, you don't have to worry. So see, Maurizio's got the 34, doesn't have to go all the way to the right. Tairr unfortunately getting hit there and also not getting enough time shards in it with 33. So both working in the shop here, grabbing one of the upgrades, which is the projectile upgrade. So basically allows you to cloud step from projectiles, and also getting the claw mitts. So what these basically do, allow you to just wall jump on walls basically. So any wall that isn't a jagged wall, you're able to wall jump on. So you'll see that used quite a lot on a lot of vertical areas of the game. So Tairr taking a slightly different strat going up this vertical room. You opt to use the fireballs rather than just jumping up there. Maurizio going for the damage boost and the spikes, and unfortunately not getting it. It is only a 3 pixel window to get this jump. Tairr deciding not to go for it either, and just going for the swing instead. So for most of the enemies, they take 1 hit. Wizards take 2, and the green guys, they take 3. If an enemy takes more than 1 hit and isn't a boss, you'll get knocked back slightly if you're running towards them. So for the green guys and the wizards, you will get knocked back slightly if you do try to hit them while moving. So you'll try and not hit them as much as possible. So for this water section here, the swim mechanics are pretty self-explanatory. You just press jump to swim higher, hold down, make it go slightly faster going down, and general movement there. So through this section, they just want to be collecting as many shards as they can. They want to have, as I say, 130 by the time they get to the end of Autumn Hills. So both runners not going for the spike wall skip there, which is an extremely difficult trick. Both opting not to go for it there. Maurizio getting a really quick room with these fairies in there. So really impressive there from him. So this next room that we're in right now is a lot of it's very cycle based. You want to get really quick at the start of the room, and not wait. You can wait for as little amount of time as possible, just so you get past the spike ball and the falling smaller spike ball as quickly as you can there without getting. So Maurizio going for the jump slash technique on the first red dude in that room to be able to get it there as soon as possible. Tairr also going for it as well, getting it no problem at all. Maurizio is deciding to go for a slightly slower strat in that spitball room by going underneath it. Again, it's completely personal preference. And Tairr almost getting hit by the spike ball there, but going for the same strat of going under it rather than going over. Maurizio getting some nice cloud steps off on these lanterns here. So I should probably explain it. Yeah, so the basic act is every time you slash in the air, you get an additional jump, which is called a cloud step, which teaches you at the start of the game, and then you build it. We're utilizing this very intently throughout the run, and also doing a double cloud step off a single lantern. So basically getting a cloud step off a lantern and then getting another one at the same time as hitting the lantern. Sorry, getting a cloud step at the same time as jumping from a lantern, which just allows to get a lot more height from that jump there. So Maurizio going in the shop and buying the 2 upgrades to the 130 gems that are needed, which is the Shuriken upgrade and the second wind here, getting them as well. Maurizio going for the 1 cycle here, so basically just hits him as much times as he can and then fires off all 3 shurikens. He's getting a really good 1 cycle. I've never seen the Leaf overalls be so far back from the monster. That was a really good 1 cycle. Tairr going for the 1 cycle as well and getting it as well. So not a problem for both runners there. Now Maurizio's in the next area of the game. This is Forlorn Temple. This is a 14-second area just because we're not supposed to really go through this area until later on in the game. And then we're in straight into Catacombs, which is a very cycle-based level. So this first room, you've got to get through this text box and through the rest of the room as quickly as possible. Be able to get under a crusher right at the end, and you can make it under the first. You make it under really early, and if you're quick at the start of this room. It just requires a double cloud step off this lantern. So don't think Maurizio's going to have enough time to get through it. No, unfortunately, having to wait until after the crushers come down there. So Tairr is going through the same room now. Don't know if they're going to go for it. Seems like it is a bit too late. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait until the crushers come back up to be able to get through there. So Maurizio making short work of the enemies that spawned in that room there. Maurizio almost clipping out of bounds there into that crusher. Basically the way the out of bounds in this works, out of bounds in this game works is if you jump on one tile below a ceiling and get a wall jump off it, so your feet, by the little dust particles, that happens 1 tile below a ceiling, if you do the jump there, you'll clip through the ceiling or clip through the thing that's above you if it'll allow you. Some places do, some places don't. It's really close to going out of bounds there. So for the cycles, they are screen based. So like for the platforms and the crushers, and unfortunately they're taking a death there on the spike. So he's going to have to watch the equable text here, and you will lose some time later on in the run from a text box that appears from dying early on. So Maurizio might go for the D-boost here. Yeah, so he's going for the D-boost rather than D-boost. There is an option to go for both, but the health that's in this room now that he's currently in underneath the water there, it just takes too much time to get, so it's not really working at all. So Maurizio going through next area and being quite precarious about it, because he only has 2 health at this point. Any spikes will kill him. Any body hits from enemies or any projectiles will only do 1 damage, but it's still a little risky getting hit there. So Maurizio coming into the triple wizard room. The first 2 wizards you can kill straight away. The third one you don't have enough time to get to, so he'll go to a random spot in the room. And unfortunately, firing the shuriken off too early and missing the wizards having to go over in there and kill him, so losing a bit of time in that room there. So Tairr could have a bit of an opportunity to catch up in that room if he gets a bit of RNG there. Maurizio unfortunately taking a hit, only 1 HP at the moment, so He needs to get through this room with the skeletons at the bottom to be able to get to the checkpoint in the next room to be able to refill his health. Every checkpoint will refill you to 3 health, so as long as you get to a checkpoint, you should be safe there. But you can still die to only spikes with having only 3 HP. You're getting a really nice strat in that vertical room there, getting as many cloud steps quickly as possible to get the room as fast as possible there, which is really nice. So yeah, these platforms, any thin platform you can hold down and press jump and it'll drop through. Some runners like to hold down and then spam jump as they're falling towards it, which can lead to some issues if you get a cloud step, because that would make it so you do a jump before you hit the platform and waste a little bit of time. So yeah, not getting great luck in the wizard room there, and also having only 1 HP at this point, but it should be okay as long as he gets past these skeletons. So Maurizio's coming into the boss of Catacombs, which is Ruxton. There's 2 different patterns that Ruxton can do. He can go to the side, or he can give you a rain pattern. Rain is best. Side will waste 7 seconds, even if you do the fastest. Getting a rain pattern is really nice, utilizing second wind and a 3 shurikens to do as much damage as he can on the top. Can knock him off there straight away, and can get a kill here, and does get the quick. So that is the fastest way to kill Ruxton that we know of at the moment. Is knocking him off as soon as possible and kill him on the right side. So really, really good fight there from Maurizio. Yeah, coming up to the second Crusher room that you can beat the cycle on in Catacombs. Unfortunately not making it fast enough to be able to beat the cycle, so having to wait until that comes down. Maurizio is now entering into Bamboo Creek, so this is the most technically intense run in the game. It has a lot of double cloud steps, a lot of utilization of the flowing water in the direction that you want to go. And it does have one of the hardest tricks in the game, which is the steel hard jump. Yes, yeah, also getting really good luck on Ruxton, getting rain, and doing it. Something I've never really seen before, getting doing a double cloud step off the energy balls that Ruxton fires, which seems to get him up there really, really quickly. Unfortunately, didn't make it all the way up there, but it could be really fast up there. He got that up there straight away. So, unfortunately, getting hit by the rain coming down there, so it should be able to clean this up pretty quickly. Once Ruxton stops giving him an awful pattern, giving him another rain pattern. Hopefully he'll go in the skull. Yeah, so we should be able to kill him now from that. Yeah, only a couple hits away, so... Maurizio just jumping over that tree there in Bamboo Creek, so a lot of people think that that is out of bounds. It's not out of... The tree is the only tree that we found in the game so far that isn't modelled above the screen. So it is just a platform on top of that. So you can just jump up there, there's no clipping, it's an inbounds trick. You're going for the blue projectiles jump. Will he go for... Oh, he is going to go for steel heart jump. Fortunately doesn't get it, so he just decides to go around the normal way. And the fireball does fall down, unfortunately. Quickly recovers there, gets up there as soon as he can. So Tairr using a shuriken to open up the door there, which is an interesting technique. So he won't have 3 shurikens for a couple of rooms time when he needs to open another door. And usually you would need 3 at that point. So I'm just to see what he does in that room instead. So Maurizio coming up here and doing a couple of double cloud steps off the lanterns to be able to get up that room as soon as possible. And now the second elevator room, which is one of the hardest rooms in the game, especially with the amount of double cloud steps you have to do. You have to do 3 double cloud steps in a row, which is pretty difficult to see. Maurizio has way more than enough time shards that he needs. Normally, by the time you're entering this last room of Bamboo Creek, you'd only need around about 260, but he already has 300, so there's no need to worry at all in the time shard department. So yeah, also opting for the over the tree strat. So Maurizio entering the shop here to get the glide upgrade from the shopkeeper, and he's also going to buy the water dash, the aerobatics master. He's also going to go for the health upgrade as well, just as a safety precaution there. So that's probably why he collects quite a lot of time shards at that point. Yes, so yeah, going for the opting for the slower but more consistent, taking the elevator up there, and also not going for steel heart, and just going straight for the platform on the left hand side using the fireball there. Having a little bit of difficulty getting up to this next platform, and ultimately deciding just to go around to the right hand side there. So Maurizio coming up on some of the hard rooms here in this game to get through without stopping at all. It is really difficult to get through some of these without slowing down. He's going to be utilising the aerobatics master as much as possible just to save some time there. So for gliding in this game, it does slow down your vertical momentum, but it doesn't slow down your horizontal momentum. So even if you glide a whole room, you'll still be going at the same speed as if you're running across that room. Okay, unfortunately falling down in the second elevator room there, so the elevator up at least to a certain point, and then utilise the enemies that are on the side there to get all the way up. Unfortunately, not getting good RNG with the wolf heads here, so has to wait a little bit to get a wolf head that he's able to utilise to get up there. So Maurizio coming up to some of the difficult rooms in this game. We have to fall down through these sections here. In this room that he's in now with the spikes and the wizard, when you're falling down that room, there's a very, very high chance that the game can just eat your jump input and not allow you to glide, which has happened a lot. And if you've only got 3 off at that point, and that's it, you get 20 seconds, just like that. Yeah, so Tairr just entering into the Howling Grotto now. He doesn't have enough time shards to be able to buy both upgrades. He is 11 time shards short there, so he's only going to be able to buy the water dash and a health upgrade if he decides to do that. And he might decide to buy it a little bit later on. And you can make it through Howling Grotto without it perfectly fine. It is just slightly faster to have that upgrade at this point. Maurizio getting to the final couple rooms there with no problem, and entering into the final boss of the boss of Howling Grotto. So yeah, taking a different route here, going on the right side, just to collect some extra time shards there, just because there's quite a lot there with the landing on the side and the amount of time shards that are just kind of sitting around there. Unfortunately, taking quite a bit of damage there, but able to get refilled straight away from the checkpoint. Waiting below me. So Maurizio, what he's going to do for this fight, he's going to hit the heart of the golem 7 times, and then with the 8th hit he's going to fire a shuriken from the left or right side, and then get straight on the updraft and get a 2 cycle on the first phase of this boss. And then for the second phase, he's going to stand on the left hand side and hopefully get left pattern rather than the right pattern. Left is always faster than right. He gets the left pattern and unfortunately misses 1 hit and ends up really, really high there, unfortunately. So he's going to have to fall quite a long time in this cutscene, which he has no control at this point. He's just to wait until he gets to the end. Still a pretty quick fight. Just a bit unfortunate about missing that final hit there. If he did get that final hit, he would have been under the screen and had a really, really quick fight. Yeah, getting up to the falling rooms now. Bible from the chat. Maurizio coming into one of the most difficult and most hated levels of this is Quillshrew Marsh. So what you just saw there on your screen, which Maurizio wasn't able to pull off unfortunately, is the water dash and momentum keep. There isn't actually a definite name for it, I just call it something different every time, to be honest. Basically, you just dash in it. When you get the water dash upgrade, you dash in the water, in the water, and then you jump out while you're still moving forward at the top speed, and you keep your speed until you hit the ground. And so you can glide out of it, and if you do an aerobatics master out of that and hit something, you can keep the momentum as far as you can go. You can also do exactly the same with the rope dart, but that kind of trick you only see once at that point in a pit. You only see it at that point in the ring. There's nowhere else we can actually utilize it faster. So Razor unfortunately getting hit by the spike ball and taking the 3 damage from that, and luckily getting that refill from the checkpoint there, but is still very close to dying if he does get hit by the spike ball. Ooh. Very, very close there. So Tairr coming up to the golden fight now, so he's going to hit the center ball 7 times and then do the 8th hit with the shuriken. And use the get as many hits as he can in the first phase, jump back down and repeat the process to end the fight in 2 phases. End the first phase of the fight in 2 rounds, I guess. Razor going for an interesting strat there with that bird in the room, being able to get a really low exit out of that room. It does take a damage hit from the spikes there. A little painful, but it should be fine. So he does only have 2 HP now. There is a health refill in the next room. Got 1 HP at the moment. If this bird hits him before he gets to the health HP, and that'll be it. You have to go back. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. Unfortunately, Mazio taking the death there and losing that 20 seconds and going really. I didn't actually expect it to go that far back. So he's gonna have to wait even longer here for the fireball to appear. And he's gonna have to go back through these few rooms that he's just went through again. So unfortunately, having a little bit of difficulty with the spike ball there again. So Tairr catching up now. He's only a few rooms away from Maurizio at the moment. So if he has better luck going through these rooms without any issues, he'll be caught up pretty quickly. So both runners at this point are going to get the cutscene after the Queen of the Coils boss fight. They're both going to get the same amount of time lost there. So still at this point, in terms of the time shards though that Maurizio is losing at the moment, it's not a huge deal, just due to the fact that he's already bought everything that he needs to finish the run. So he'll only be going to the shop one more time, and I'll be to get the rope dart in season. So coming back up to the room on where he bit the dust earlier. It does have fall off at this point though, so it shouldn't be an issue. I have a little bit of issue getting through that spike ball section there. But managing to get through there. And utilising the fireballs to get up there. So only having 2 HP again. You can decide to take a checkpoint a little bit later on. Oh, and unfortunately taking a death from the spike ball there. So he is going to have to go back and get to that point again. So shouldn't lose that much time. It's only the latter half of this room. And he's caught back up to where he was. Not as much of a time loss as Maurizio's death, so he could still bring this back quite easily. So Maurizio coming up on the penultimate room here before the Queen of the Coils boss fight. So there is a consistent quick kill for this boss fight. Basically what we're going to do is spam through this text, hit the queen once, and then hit her again in midair, use a cloud step, and then use a shuriken to knock her down from there, and then just get as many hits as possible in from there. And if enough hits are done there, when she jumps back up onto the gym hooks, she'll jump down again, allow you to hit her a few more times, and then she'll start a whipping phase, which you can duck under. And this is the fastest way we can do this fight. So when she jumps back up the top there, she's only got 1 hit left, so just 1 final shuriken will finish her off. And the cutscene that we get if we die plays out from there, which is only short. It's a couple of seconds that you lose, maybe like 4 or 5. not a huge time off, but both runners will be subject to that. So yeah, having a little bit of issue getting up the this room here, opting to go to the left side and take the platform up there. So as you're coming up onto the Syrian Crags here, so Syrian Crags and Glacial Peak are one of the highest and hardest levels of the run. Sorry, highest skill cap levels of the run, and one of the hardest levels of the run, just due to the amount of usage of rope dart in the areas. It's very vertical levels, so there's no kind of easy horizontal speed cap. There's a lot of wall jumping, a lot of different routes to different areas, a lot of rope dart usage, an extremely high amount of aerobatics master usage in certain areas that if it's slightly too low, you'll just won't be able to make certain jumps. So it's a really hard area. And also the boss, which is really painful as well. If you get bad pattern from the boss, then you'll just lose tons and tons of time. So yeah, coming up to the Queen of the Crows fight now. So it should be able to go get this quick kill. Does get the Eddie shuriken off and get the Eddie Queen knocked down there. Isn't able to get as many hits as he probably wanted. Sorry, as it probably wanted at that point. So Queen might jump back up. Yeah, so the Queen's going to jump back up and enter into ball phase rather than going into the whip stage, just due to the amount of hits that the runner was able to get there. So a little bit of lag from the screen there, but we're back up now, everything's fine. So he's able to just get the final couple hits there and then finish off the fight there. So I'm going to have to again deal with the quad. So Maurizio going for this this little skip here. Unfortunately, not able to get it, just being too low on that aerobatics master. So I'm just going to go for the backup, just going the normal route to the right side and then climbing up the normal way. Okay, it's coming into the start of Syrian Crags now, so they'll be picking up the rope dart very shortly. I don't think there'll be anything for Tairr to buy at the moment, so because they've already got the health upgrade, so they should be happy with what they've got. They wouldn't need to buy anything else. So Maurizio utilising the spilling armadillo type enemies there, a really tight aerobatics master to get up there onto that left platform there, and just skipping some of that area instead of going to the right, being able to just go there. So if they're taking a slightly different route through that first room from the shop, is interesting. So we're ending the boss here. This is Colo and Seuss. One guy just skipped leg day completely, and the other guy just picked up. You can only hit the red guy from behind, and the green guy you can only hit from the front. Any combo that you get is going to waste time. So anything that like the slam that the red guy does, or the bounce around that the green guy does, is going to slow down the fight quite considerably. So you want to not get as many combos, and unfortunately getting too straight away there, to hit, unfortunately taking a death there, having to go back to the shop. So the way the MD fight works is once they've been hit down to a certain amount of HP, they'll tag out, and then once they tag again when they've both been hit down to the threshold HP, which I think is actually no, I'm not 100% sure how many times you need to hit. I think it's like 26 or something like that. Once you've hit them all enough, basically, they'll be flashing at the fastest rate, and then when they tag out, the fight will end, and then you'll be able to carry on into to Glacial Peak. So you're deciding against to go for the skip in that room, and just go around the normal route to the right. Maurizio taking a left route here in Glacial Peak rather than using the wall jump to the right side. So you'll see a lot of really cool movement in Glacial Peak. It's a really nice level. So he's going to go for right side bird. and land on the platform to the right, utilize the snowball, and unfortunately getting hit by the snowball, so not being able to set it up just in the right amount of time there to get up there as fast as you'd like. Yeah, unfortunately being quite low on health at this point, so you quite easily get killed in the next couple of rooms. Having a little bit of difficulty getting up to this next section, but managing to get up there without too much of an issue. So Maurizio pulling off some crazy strats in that climb room there, which is really, really impressive. And getting the quick grapple on the blue guy, which is really nice as well. Here coming up onto the final climb room with Tairr and Crags, and decided to take a right side climb instead of utilising the fireballs to get up there. Slightly slower, but it's preference. It is quite a difficult jump to get there. So fortunately getting hit, so having to take the slower route there and just kind of improvising a bit of there. Unfortunately, Maurizio pulling a Cooney, dying on missing a rope dart on the lantern there, and unfortunately falling to his death. So here just entering the Collar and Seuss fight, no problem. So we're getting a whip first, which is nice, as long as he doesn't get a combo. So he doesn't get tagged out, that's good. Oh, this is going to be a combo though, so unfortunately getting a little bit of bad luck, but getting quite a lot of damage off on the which is as best as you can really do in that situation. So coming in for another tag here, and he's got enough damage on the red guy, so he's just going to hit the green guy as much as he can. And then I'll tag out again, and that'll be the fight over, and it'll be also in Glacial Peak. Just as Maurizio's coming from the final room here, and he's out. Glacial Peak, he's reached the top. He's got one last gauntlet to go through, and that is the Tower of Time. The time will end when he defeats the final boss in Tower of Time, which is the end of the 8-bit section of the video game. So this game does go on for a lot longer than the 8-bit section. There's 2 more levels of the game that's in a linear format in 16-bit, in a 16-bit style, and then after that, the game turns into a Metroidvania, which you can travel between all the levels you previously visited, and you've got to collect basically 6 notes, musical notes, and then so there's a lot more to this game than just the 8-bit. It's just the 8-bit linear section is a really nice short run. So Tairr decided not to go for left or right side, go for the all route. Just going around the side there, trying to go for that little skip at the snowball, but unfortunately not being able to make it. So I'm going to go to the left side there as well. Very, very low on health here, so he could take it there. Very instant strat there, using the blue ball to get up rather than the lanterns that go after. So for Maurizio at this point in the run, these lasers that 4 damage, he has got the health upgrade, so it shouldn't be too much to worry about. But if he gets hit by spikes and a laser, then that's it, he's done so. So Maurizio decided not to go for the grapple hook in that crusher room there. It's very finicky if you do the grapple hook. It can push you out of bounds inside the block that comes up from below you, and if that happened, he would have to reset from checkpoint there. So just going a little bit safe and just waiting out on the crusher. Yeah, a little bit sketchy, only 1 HP there, but the checkpoint not far away, so no worry at all there to get that back. really nice use of the grappling hook there from Tairr. Going through that room with a few lanterns there. Really nicely done. And also, just not making enough height from the orb of the wizard to make it up to get to the lantern there on the left hand side, but making it through the room. Just the main. Whereas you're coming up to one of the hardest rooms, might go for the damage boost. No, the damage boost. It's just going to wait out the platform to stop the lasers and get through there, and it's going to take the save, which is a very smart choice with the rooms that are coming up. You can make this early cycle on that laser that comes after the gym hook, but it is very close to be able to make that. Getting through the updraft room there without a problem. And, this is one of the... Oh, does take a damage a hit from the spikes though, so he only has 3 HP. Another hit from spikes and he will be dead. But he makes it with that no problem. There'll be a checkpoint coming up very soon, so he doesn't have to worry about getting put too far behind if he does. But it does. So these saw blades that he's coming up to, all three of them do 3 damage each. So yeah, making it through the glacial peak level, returning at the Tower of Time. So he's not too far behind at all here. You'll make it through the wizard room there without failing any problems, and coming up to the final couple of rooms of the Tower of Time. You just got to go through some mini teleporters. Just slash just early enough to hit the teleporter and not fall at the laser. So these first couple of rooms of Tower of Time that Tairr's coming up to right now, it's so easy just to hold right as soon as you start the level and just keep holding it, just because every other level you do that. And if you do that, you will just run straight into the lasers and die immediately. And you gotta kind of hold off from doing. So Razio coming up to the end, the final checkpoint here, and entering into the final room with the boss fight. So there's a cheese in this boss fight. If you're slightly a bit to the left of the energy balls that circle around the boss's head. If you're slightly a bit far to the left of those balls, you can still hit the weak spot of the boss, which is the boss's head, and not take damage there. So that's the easiest way to be able to get this boss done as quickly as possible. So yeah, going for that quick rope dart strat in that crusher room, so very risky, but paid off for him being able to get that. Razio going into this boss fight here and getting these hits off at the side of his head really nicely. And if he hits the hit fast enough, he's able to.
I hated this run. It was so bad. Oh,
to get the fight done
puke.
Without the balls firing off from the side. So finishing there with a time of 38:25, which is really nice there from Razio. So here, just coming up to the final couple of rooms now of the Tower of Time. Having to chase this, I guess electric type current. It's kind of taking a death unfortunately there on the spikes, which isn't. Taking another death from the laser there, unfortunately, as well. I'm just going to refresh my my stream real quick. I think I've just gone a bit behind that. So yeah, getting through that spike room with no issue there. And into the eyeball room with the electrical current there. And the eyeball kind of wanted going on an adventure here. I've never seen it. Following you. Crazy. So he's entering into this vertical room and might not be fast enough to make it through the just does make it through into the to make it through the platforms there. So really close, but very nicely done there. Decides to take the checkpoint there, just for safety. Fortunately taking a death in the updraft room with the spikes. We really need names for this room, for these rooms. Just to kind of describe them and just put room at the end of it just feels kind of weird. Tell you what, we'll call this room... Oh, I don't know. Ooh, fortunately taking another 2 deaths there. On one of these spikes and one of these. Wind room. I don't know, there's a lot of wind rooms. It's kind of shaped like an M. Don't know if that helps though. So yeah, getting through these difficult rooms there and into the final couple of rooms now. So he's only got to get through this room. There's an eyeball room with lasers, and then there's another outside room, and then he's just got a few more mini teleport rooms there. And unfortunately, slashing a little bit too early, so I'm going back through that section there and almost dying to the saw blade. Really close there. But able to make it through without any issue. So yeah, coming up on the final 2 rooms now. So you've just got this climb to get through, and then the final boss, and that'll be him finished as well. Yeah, I have a little bit of issue with the cheese strat here. Hasn't fell down just yet, so it's still very going. It is only on 2 HP at the moment though, so could have to do this fight again. Unfortunately falling down, but you should be able to make it straight back up by getting it back on one of the hands. Yeah, pulled it back there. They pulled it back there, no problem at all. Unfortunately falling again, but getting straight back on the hand, getting straight back up there. And unfortunately falling again, so he's gonna have to wait now until the platforms rise up here from this pattern. So just gonna avoid these energy beams, wait till the last one, straight back up there and start. start getting the hits in again. And only having 1 HP at the moment. It's really close now. Should be able to get the final couple of hits in. He only needs a few more. Boss should be. Oh, unfortunately taking a death there in the fight. And taking a hit from the laser. So I think he's going to. Yeah, he's just going to retry that. Just go back to the checkpoint. Go back in with full health. Not worry about it. Doesn't get a shuriken. I think the game really wants him to have health, and I think he does one of those shurikens. I think that was. Oh no, he didn't go for the shuriken. Never mind. The secret double health strike. Yeah, that's. A lot better fight this time. Able to get the to utilize the rope dart and the inventory you get from the rope dart to get quite a few extra hits there while the energy balls are flying at messenger there. And that is time 46:36 game time there from. Sorry, RTA there from here. Fortunately, can't see the SRL time, so can't unfortunately. But yeah, that was the group. Yeah, that was a group C match between Maurizio. So for the next match of the tournament will be tomorrow, 8:30 AM EDT, and that will be between Renubus the Beard and I don't know how to say his name. Cam SN9? SNN? Cam SNN. Cam SNN, that's the one, yeah. Renewals the Beard and dude, words are hard. That guy, yeah. If you look at the speed gamer schedule, you'll see everything of what days and who will be playing against. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Those couple of races there. If you want to follow the runners, if you do exclamation mark, you'll be able to get their Twitch links from there. And yeah, that's it. As I say, next one's tomorrow. If you wanted to catch that, thanks everyone for coming by and watching.